Hello and welcome to About 6 Acres.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Juana.
And before we go on, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you can get more awesome videos like this.
So today we're really excited because we wanted to try to make soap one last time before 2025. We feel like it's such a useful skill to have. And we've made a batch when we went and did our class. So we did take a class through our Homestead group, which was awesome. And then the other batch that we made was one on our own, in which we used the soapcalc.net, created a recipe, and we learned a bit. It was not a perfect batch, but I think we learned a few things on them. Really, the biggest thing that we're going to be watching for is to make sure that the mixture of lye and water is about the same temperature as the mixture of the oils. I think that's where we went wrong last time. And by went wrong, it just meant that we got this film of...
It's like an ash type
a soap
over the top,
ash,
which doesn't affect the soap. It's just the look of it.
As always, we're learning, and the more you practice, the better you get at things.
So this is going to be a goat milk soap recipe that we put into the soapcalc.net, and we're going to be using some castor oil, olive oil, coconut oil, and some avocado oil. And then we're gonna have our lye and water mixture. That's gonna be a 1-to-1 ratio. And with this, you have to be super careful with. So got gloves. We're gonna put on long sleeves, and we're gonna mix that outside just so we don't get it all over the table. And then we have our goat milk that is from Brandy that when we milked her, we actually froze some. So we're going to be using that frozen in our recipe as well.
You want to get drain cleaner, basically. That's what lye is, and it should say 100% lye on it. Usually when you buy one of these, you want to use it up fairly quickly because it does go bad. So you don't have to buy a gigantic container of it. You want to buy manageable. We will list all of the products that we're using. We did get a plain soap mold with the silicone thing from Amazon, but the initial soap one that we did, we just use a carton of orange juice, so you can use a carton of milk and you cut it, so basically you have a square, and you can use that to do your soap as well. You don't really need a lot of extra items other than the safety items and of course the oils. So the first thing we're going to do is go outside and mix the lye and water mixture.
Since this is a goat milk recipe, it's recommended that you do your lye and water as a 1-to-1 ratio, and then the rest of the water that you have to add will be the goat milk.
So since Josh wasn't here the last time we made soap, do you have any questions?
I'm just going to be following along.
Safety first.
That's why I got my PP on. You don't want to wear a hair tie. So.
Protect the ears and the hair.
Yes, and a long sleeve shirt.
I've gone ahead and measured out our water and our lye. The water we have is distilled water, so that's about 2.4 ounces in here. And then we have the 2.4 ounces of lye in this jar. And you always want to add your lye to the water, not vice versa, because it gets hot really fast. You don't want splashing. And then we'll just stir it and let it cool. So everything that we do for the soap is measured by weight. So we're going to be weighing a lot of things inside. Once we get our oils, and once this cools down, then we'll add our rest of the milk by weight into this mixture. We're adding our lye. You can always already feel the warmth. You give it a stir. Oh yeah, you can feel it. Feel the warmth coming up. Make sure it's all dissolved. And then we'll just let it set and cool. When you're making soap, if you're doing it regularly, it's recommended that you have materials and containers set aside specifically for that. So we have this is our water and lime mixing container, and then some mason jars and our own spoon that's dedicated with that, so you don't want to mix it with things that you're cooking with. So dedicated materials for soap making activities. We have our water and lime mixture combined, cooling off to the side. Now we're going to measure out our different oils and have them ready for when we're going to add them. And then we measured out our goat milk that's in the freezer because we're going to add that frozen to the lime mixture with the rest of the weight for the water that we need for this recipe. First, we're going to do our avocado oil.
All right.
So for this recipe, we need 0.8 ounces. 0.8.
So, since you're measuring a bunch of different oils, what would be the difference if we change the variation of all the different measurements?
So each oil has its own saponification value, which is how it's going to interact with the lye, because at the end you want all the oils in the lye to mix well so there's no more lye left, because it's a chemical reaction. So it's going to basically turn the soaps into, it's going to turn the oils into soap. So you don't want to, that's why you got to follow the recipe on the soap calc that you put in, because you don't want to change it so much, otherwise you're going to have lye in, and then that's very caustic, so it can burn you, and you don't want that. You can add some cayenne pepper, maybe some hot sauce to your soap. No, don't do that. All right, so we got avocado oil. Then we're going to do some coconut oil. Oh my gosh, we need coconut oil. We need 8 ounces.
Can we use this?
Yeah, scoop it up in there.
Coconut oil is a lot more firm than how is it?
Yeah, and then we'll melt this. We gotta melt it. Alright, oils are combined. So while Josh mixes the essential oils, the fragrances, we're going to be adding the goat milk to our lye water mixture. So we got the goat milk frozen, already measured out. I'm going to add that in. What we're going to do is we're going to add our water, lye, goat milk solution to our oils, and they're about around the same temperature. And then we're going to add our essential oils and blend it up until we have a little pudding consistency before we pour it into our molds.
trace going on, so we're going to get ready to pour it into our mold and then set it and forget it. Hopefully not forget it, but you know, wait for it to dry up. It smells good.
So the fragrance that I used for the soap was equal halves of eucalyptus and cedar oil.
Cedar oil. Get some bubbles out.
So that's how easy it is to make soap. At least it was easy since I was just watching.
Yeah, and it took, you know, relatively fast as long as you have all your ingredients, everything, all your math figured out.
Now we're gonna wait 24 hours before we unmold this. And then we'll use the kit that we bought from Amazon that we mentioned also comes with a mold to cut even pieces with. I mentioned this before, but I think next time I'm just going to remember that this holds 2 pounds so that it's a little bit more of a robust soap. But either way, we wanted to practice goat milk soap, and here it is. And maybe next time we can buy some add-ins and
Powders and
yeah, to dye.
natural dyes to make it look fancy.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
But you don't need fancy soap, right? Soap does the job, but I do like lavender soap.
I do. So we'll have to get some lavender essential oil. I also have some lemon oil that I wanted to use, but we let Josh decide on the fragrance, and he picked something that smells actually really, really good.
It smells manly.
Very manly, but very, very, very good. In 3 weeks, we'll be able to test this, and hopefully you'll shower before then.
Yeah, I'll shower. I won't get too dirty.
So thank you so much for watching.
And always remember, you are awesome and you are loved.
Until next time.